Virgo, this is not just another week. This is your final spiritual test. Between June 20th and June 25th, the universe is placing a mirror in front of your soul and asking you to face the truth. You're standing at a karmic checkpoint. If you ignore the signs, if you fall into old patterns, you risk staying stuck in the same emotional cycles until 2032. But if you rise, even when it's uncomfortable, if you listen to the quiet guidance inside you, you'll activate the timeline your soul was meant to live. This is your moment, not to prove yourself, but to remember who you really are. A healer, a guide, a light worker, and the universe is watching to see if you're finally ready. Comment, I choose to awaken, like if this energy already feels real. Subscribe for more Virgo soul messages. Virgo, this moment in time isn't ordinary. It's a cosmic checkpoint, one that was encoded into your soul contract before you were even born. From June 20th to June 25th, something rare happens in the sky. The light of the solstice aligns directly with the sacred energy of Virgo, and that alignment sends a signal, not just to your conscious mind, but to your soul. This energy is not random. It opens a karmic gate that only comes once every 7 years, and when it does, your past, present, and future all come into review. The universe is asking, have you learned the lesson, or are you still stuck in the loop? Think back to 2018. What patterns began then? What pain repeated itself in new disguises, over and over again? Relationships that drained you, opportunities you sabotaged, moments you felt invisible, even when you gave your all. These weren't accidents. They were karmic echoes, trying to teach you what your soul came here to remember. And now, you stand at the edge of a new possibility. Because this window, June 20th to 25th, is your final review. The universe will be watching closely, not to punish you, but to witness your readiness. There are 3 key areas where you'll be tested: your self-worth, your intuition, your boundaries. Each test will show up differently for each Virgo, but the theme is always the same. Will you repeat or will you rise? This isn't about forcing change, it's about choosing it. You'll be shown signs, through people, through dreams, through sudden shifts. And those signs will either trigger your old wounds or awaken your higher wisdom. Virgo, this portal is about alignment. If you've been feeling restless, emotional, sensitive to energy, you're not imagining it. Your soul is preparing, because after June 25th, the timeline splits. One path leads back into cycles you've already lived. The other leads to a version of you who is finally free. From guilt, from self-doubt, from overgiving, from playing small. But only one version gets to rise, and the choice is yours. So don't ignore the energy. Don't brush off the tension you feel right now. It's not chaos, it's correction. It's the universe clearing out everything that can't come with you into your next chapter. And what's waiting on the other side? Peace, purpose, power. But only if you pass the tests. This solstice portal is a karmic invitation. It's saying to you, you've done the inner work, now prove you trust it. Because Virgo, your destiny isn't written in stone, it's written in choice. And between June 20th and 25th, the choices you make will echo for years. Are you ready to walk through this portal consciously, or will you let the past write your future again? Virgo, this is where it begins to get personal, because the first trap you'll face during this spiritual test is one you know too well. It's called perfectionism, and it's the most beautiful prison you've ever walked into. You're gifted with clarity. You see what others miss, you catch the flaws, you fix the problems, you elevate everything you touch. But that very gift turns into a curse when it keeps you from moving forward. You tell yourself, I just need to fix one more thing. I just need more time. I'll do it when it's perfect. But Virgo, The truth is, that moment never comes. And the more you wait for perfection, the more you delay your destiny. This trap is subtle. It sounds wise. It feels responsible. But in reality, it's fear dressed up as logic. During this June 20th to 25th window, you'll feel a deep push to act. Maybe on a project, a conversation, a life change, or even a personal decision. But perfectionism will rise up like a whisper that says, "You're not ready yet. What if you fail? What if they judge you?" And if you listen to that voice, you will miss the portal entirely, because this test isn't about being flawless, it's about being faithful to your intuition, to your timing, to your soul. You weren't sent here to be perfect. You were sent here to be present, to trust the nudges, to move when your heart says move, not when your ego says everything is safe and polished. Think about it. How many times have you let a moment pass because you didn't feel ready? How many chances for joy, growth, or breakthrough slipped through your hands while you waited to feel more certain, more complete, more deserving? Virgo, your soul isn't asking for a masterpiece, it's asking for movement. And in this karmic portal, movement is magic. Even the tiniest aligned step, making the call, writing the idea down, having the uncomfortable conversation, sends ripples through the universe that say, "She's ready, he's not hiding anymore, they've chosen evolution." You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to feel 100% prepared. You just need to trust that your soul is guiding you towards something that your mind might not fully understand yet. Perfectionism has tricked you long enough. It told you that being cautious keeps you safe, but really, it's kept you stuck in cycles of preparation, hesitation, and overthinking. While life keeps moving on without you, you deserve to live, to leap, to create even if it's messy, to speak even if your voice shakes, to show up even if not everyone claps, because Virgo, you are ready enough. And maybe, just maybe, the version of you you're waiting to become only shows up after you take the step, not before. This is the trap. If you wait to feel perfect, you never move. But if you move, even imperfectly, you activate a timeline where perfection finds you along the way. That's the paradox. You don't unlock your destiny by preparing for it. You unlock it by walking into it. So during this test, when the opportunity comes, when your heart pulls you towards something that feels scary but right, don't fix, don't polish, don't over-edit your truth, act. Because aligned action opens portals that hesitation never will. Virgo, your mind is brilliant, sharp, analytical, precise. But in this spiritual test, that brilliance can become a wall. Because the second trap you'll face during this portal is overthinking your intuition. You've always wanted to get it right. You want facts, logic, steps. You want to know exactly how it'll turn out before you take the first step. But that's not how the soul works, and it's not how this test is designed. Over the next few days, your soul will whisper to you, through dreams, through repeated numbers, through songs, signs, conversations, or just a feeling that won't go away. But here's the trap. Instead of trusting it, you'll analyze it. You'll ask, is this real? What if I'm making this up? What if I act on this and it's a mistake? And while your mind debates it, the window closes. This is the moment when overthinking becomes self-sabotage, because the soul speaks in nudges, not spreadsheets. It's soft, subtle, but always accurate, if you learn to trust it. Think about the last time you knew something was off, but ignored it. Or the last time your gut said yes before your mind had time to agree. That was your inner compass. That was your divine navigation system. And right now, the universe is activating that system for a reason. Virgo, this karmic test won't come with a manual. It won't wait for you to feel certain. It's going to show up as a moment, a chance, a fork in the road. And the only map you'll have is your inner truth. You're not here to calculate the outcome. You're here to trust the alignment. You might feel pulled to leave something behind. You might feel called to say something, do something, or go somewhere without knowing why. That's your soul speaking. And the test is whether you'll listen or stall. Because here's the deeper truth. Overthinking is a defense mechanism. It's how we try to stay safe in a world that never guarantees safety. But your soul isn't looking for safety. It's looking for freedom. And freedom only comes when you release control and trust the pull. You won't always know why you're being guided to do something. You won't always see the full picture. But if it feels aligned, if it feels like peace, expansion, or clarity, that's your sign to move. Even if your mind says, "But I need more information." Even if others don't understand. Even if it makes no sense on paper. Your intuition is ancient. It comes from lifetimes of wisdom. It remembers things your logical mind has forgotten. It knows what's waiting around the corner. And it knows how to get you there. So when that quiet voice speaks, when your heart beats a little faster at the thought of saying yes, when the dream keeps returning night after night, don't drown it in doubt. Don't overanalyze it until it disappears. Follow it. The mind is a powerful tool, but it was never meant to be the master. Let your soul lead and let your mind support. This test isn't about proving your intelligence, it's about proving your faith. Because only those who trust the invisible unlock the impossible. And Virgo, the impossible is waiting for you. But only if you stop thinking long enough to feel what's true. Virgo, this is the most dangerous trap of all. Not because it's loud, not because it's obvious, but because it looks like love and feels like duty. You've always had a healer's heart. You care deeply. You see people's potential. You want to help, to fix, to hold space for others when they can't hold it for themselves. But during this spiritual test, someone will pull on that heart. Hard. A friend, a lover, a family member, someone you've helped before, someone whose pain speaks to your own past wounds, someone who's in a karmic loop and wants you to pull them out of it. And here's the trap. If you do, if you step in before they're ready, if you try to save them from a lesson they still haven't chosen to learn, you don't save them. You trade places with them, you fall into their karma, you get stuck in their storm, and your own path, the one the universe is trying to open for you, dims beneath the weight of someone else's unfinished growth. You can't carry someone and walk your own path at the same time. This isn't selfish, it's spiritual discernment. Not everyone who reaches for you is meant to be rescued. Some people are meant to face themselves, to fall, to rebuild, to awaken, on their own terms. And if you interfere, if you cushion the fall, if you try to be their light instead of letting them find their own, you block the very pain that was designed to wake them up. Virgo, your soul is kind, but this test asks for courage, not kindness. Because saying no to someone's pain doesn't mean you're cruel. It means you're conscious. You'll feel the pull, you'll hear the stories, you'll sense the desperation. But ask yourself, is this love, or is this a trauma bond masquerading as obligation? You've already spent lifetimes overgiving, taking responsibility for others' healing while ignoring your own. This portal is here to break that pattern. You can send love without sacrificing your energy. You can offer compassion without crossing the line into codependency. You can say, I believe in you, but I won't carry your karma for you. And that is true spiritual leadership. There will be guilt. There will be pressure. There may even be backlash. But there will also be clarity and peace and the beautiful, quiet strength that comes from choosing your soul over someone else's story. This test asks you, will you choose your soul path even if it means letting someone else walk theirs? Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone else's evolution is to stop interrupting it. Walk your path, hold your light, let them find their own way, just like you did. That's not abandonment, that's alignment. And this time, Virgo, you are being asked to rise without picking up what isn't yours to carry. Virgo, if you pass these 3 soul tests, something powerful activates. This wasn't just a challenge, it was a threshold, a turning point. And on the other side of it is your ascension. You don't just get relief, you get release from what has bound you, from the emotional weight you didn't even realize you were carrying, from the timelines that were never truly yours. When you pass these tests, not by being perfect, but by being aligned, the universe moves to meet you. It begins rearranging things behind the scenes. People, opportunities, timelines, all begin to shift to match your new frequency. Here's what begins unlocking almost instantly. By July 7th, a door opens. It could be in career, finances, purpose, or an idea you've been quietly nurturing. It will come suddenly, and it will feel like the missing puzzle piece. Something that once felt stuck now flows. A block lifts, an offer arrives. The how begins to show up because you passed the test of when. By August 11th, someone re-enters your life. This could be a soulmate, a reconnection, or the emergence of someone entirely new who carries a familiar soul frequency. Not someone to save, but someone who mirrors your evolution. This time, it's not built on chaos or need. It's built on resonance, respect, and recognition. And most importantly, you experience a full energetic shift, not just outside, but within. Your nervous system calms. The anxiety that's lingered for years suddenly quiets. The overthinking softens. You stop feeling like you have to fight for your place in the world. Instead, you start feeling your place, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. The need to explain yourself disappears. The urge to prove yourself fades. The guilt for choosing yourself gone, because something deeper has taken its place. Clarity, confidence, a calm knowing that you're finally on the right path. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. This is what spiritual alignment feels like. You walk through the world differently. People sense something new in you. Doors open that used to stay shut. Ideas begin flowing again. Synchronicities increase. And you finally feel, after years of surviving, that you are living. This test was never about punishment. It was about preparation. And if you passed it, if you chose your soul over your past, intuition over logic, boundaries over people-pleasing, then the universe celebrates you. It opens gates you couldn't have forced open on your own, and it delivers what you've always deserved but couldn't receive until now. Because the new life you've been asking for, it can't meet you in your old patterns. It can't live inside perfectionism. It can't thrive in overthinking. It can't grow where your soul is being drained. But now you've made space. Now you've chosen trust. Now you've passed the test. And so the path ahead isn't just new, it's true. It reflects the version of you who finally knows you were never here to settle. You were here to rise. Virgo, you weren't born for comfort. You weren't born for average. You were born to awaken again and again until your soul remembers its full power. And now the universe has chosen this week as your soul's checkpoint. Not to test your worth, but to reveal your readiness. Everything you've been feeling lately, the emotions, the tension, the strange signs, it's not chaos, it's a call. A cosmic summons asking, are you ready to let go of who you used to be, to become who you truly are? This is your moment, not just to survive the test, but to transform through it, to say yes to the quiet voice inside you, the one that's been guiding you all along, and to finally say no to the distractions, the fear, the roles you've outgrown. Because if you do, if you pass with your soul intact, June 25th won't just mark the end of a test. It will mark the beginning of your true story, the one you came here to live, the one written in the stars, the one where you no longer shrink, but rise.